good afternoon, everyone. This is Mike Bass back again with another forecast update for you for this June the 3rd, 2023. I hope everybody's having a great Saturday out there so far. Hope everybody has a great Saturday afternoon. Hope everybody continues to stay safe and well, and also enjoy the weather because it's the only weather you got. Okay. In this video here, we're going to talk about the information on downgraded now Tropical Depression Arlene, located over the southern portion of the Gulf of Mexico, which will become a remnant low later today or on Sunday. So we can say bye-bye to Tropical Depression Arlene or Tropical Storm Arlene or stuff like that. So, so won't be no more Tropical Depression or Tropical Storm Arlene. The next name on the list will be Brett. Brett will be the next tropical storm name of the Atlantic hurricane season. Okay. Like I say, that's what we're going to discuss in this video here. We're going to take a look at the weather radar across the nation. Also, we'll take a look at the watches, warning, and advisory map for your location. We're going to take a look at the Storm Prediction Center outlook for today. I looked at the rest of the forecast on the Storm Prediction Center, just general thunderstorms across the nations for day 2 and also day 3. So I'll just discuss today's severe weather potential. And also we're going to take a look at the Climate Prediction Center outlook for 8 to 14 day temperature and also precipitation across the nation. Okay, if you're a new viewer and have not subscribed to my channel, consider subscribing. Love to have you. Like these videos, share these videos, and let's go ahead and get the show on the road here, folks. Okay, let's rock and roll here, fellas, ladies and gentlemen. Alrighty. As we can see here, here's the satellite loop across the lower the Gulf of Mexico. There's this little tropical spin here, Tropical Depression Arlene. Only activity is generally over southern Florida and a little bit off the coast of Florida. Most of that moisture should kind of weaken as it continues to shift on off to the east, southeast. As let's click on this map here. I will show you the current 10 a.m. advisory from the Hurricane Center here. You can see at 10 a.m. it was located right here where the X is. The current center location was located 24.2 north, 85.1 west. Maximum sustained winds are 35 miles per hour with higher gusts. Movement is to the south-southeast at 7 miles per hour. So that's the 10 a.m. advisory, Central Daylight Time advisory from the National Hurricane Center on Tropical Depression Arlene. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at the National Hurricane Center official forecast track of this system. Takes it right. It's currently right here. Move a little more to the southeast, and then it's going to take on off into the Atlantic Ocean, and maybe could bring a few showers to storm toward Bermuda toward maybe around midweek next week around the Bermuda area. It's going to maybe bring a few scattered showers to portions of the Bahamas, also northern Cuba into the Bahamas as well on Sunday into Tuesday. So Cuba into the Bahamas, like I said, you may get a little bit of rain shower activity, maybe a thunderstorm or two, but nothing to write home about in that department. Pretty much, let's see the intensity guidance. Let's take a look at that real quick. All the model still keeps it about 30%. There is a few that tries to get this system to go back up into tropical storm status. So have to kind of check that out. But right now we're thinking it's just going to become a remnant low, and that's pretty much the end of Arlene. Alrighty, well, and there's the GEF ensembles right here, showing it going that way. GEPS ensemble keeping it the same direction. Alright, let's go ahead and take a look at the weather radar across the nation. Sorry about that pop-up. It does it every time, seems like it. But anyway, we got some scattered activity also in portions of New Hampshire, back down in the portion of Pennsylvania and West Virginia. We got a backdoor cold front coming down to the south. Down here in South Carolina, we're going to heat up into the 90s this afternoon. So, and then tomorrow will be generally in the upper 70s to low 80s. So that's going to be a nice cool down after that frontal passage later on this afternoon and tonight in the southeast. We got more shower and thunderstorm activity off the southeast coast, also down into the Bahamas, down here in Cuba and Gulf of Mexico, also over central and southern Florida there as well. Also, we got more scattered activity over here in portions of the Gulf of Mexico, northwestern side that is, southern Texas, also a little bit in Mexico there as well. Got more scattered activity over Oklahoma and the portion of Kansas, also in Iowa and southern Minnesota, also back up here in the Great Lakes region. Over here in southern Canada, got more widespread showers there as well, in portion of Montana, and also in the portion of Nebraska, and also into portion of Colorado, western Kansas there as well. Scattered activity over Wyoming, Idaho, and portion of Utah, and also into Nevada there as well. Guam radar is currently unavailable. Still got some showers, maybe a snow shower or two in portions of central and southern Alaska. The Hawaiian chain island looks pretty good. A few little scattered showers around the island there as well. Puerto Rico got a few scattered showers there as well. Alright, let's move on to the watches, warnings, and advisory map for your location. You can see we got quiet conditions from Maine pretty much down into Virginia. We got coastal flood advisories for the mid-Atlantic region for portion of Virginia all the way up into portion of Maryland, Washington, D.C., and Delaware area. Coastal flood watch in effect for Charleston area, South Carolina. Also coastal flood advisory there for portion of eastern Florida. Around the Jacksonville, Florida area. Still got that flood watch in effect and a special marine warning there as well for South Florida. Also we got that flood watch in effect for portions of northwestern Mississippi. Also we got plenty of air quality alerts to talk about for western North Carolina. Also upstate South Carolina. Also in the portion of northeast Texas, southeast Texas there as well. Also a couple counties there in southwestern Tennessee, eastern Arkansas. Also over here in portions of Illinois and Missouri. Also northeast Illinois. Much of Indiana there as well. Western portions of Ohio, central Ohio, and northeastern Ohio. Also we got some more flood advisories, watches in effect for portions of New York State, all the way into portions of northern portions of Ohio. Also we got river flooding still continuing in North Dakota, South Dakota, and also down in portions of Oklahoma. Also here in portions of northwest New Mexico. We're here much of Nevada. Also in portions of Idaho also. We got some air quality alerts over here in portions of southwestern Arizona. Got a river flood warning there in effect as well. We got some flood watches in effect for western Kansas and much of Wyoming and also central and eastern Montana. Got some flood warnings and flood advisories for portion of northern Montana. Also over here in portion of California, got a flood advisory there as well. Also over here in Alaska, we got some special weather statements on the north. Also flood watches in effect for portions of the coastal areas of Alaska. Gale watches and gale warnings in effect there as well. The Hawaiian chain island looks okay. Alright, let's go ahead and move on to the Storm Prediction Center Outlook just for today, because as you can see, I'm going to show you this here before I click on it. We got general thunderstorm for day 2 and also general thunderstorm for day 3. So I'm not even going to worry about that. We're going to go to as soon as I get the thing come back up here we go. Computer trying to mess up with me again. We're going to go ahead and just take a look at today's severe weather episodes. As you can see, we got a marginal risk up here in portion of Pennsylvania, down at a portion of northern North Carolina, all the way back in Ohio and also southern Michigan, northeastern Indiana. Also another marginal risk down here in portion of Louisiana and eastern Texas. Also again over here in southern Texas and west Texas and eastern New Mexico. Slight risk down in the southwestern portion of Texas. We have general thunderstorms over portions of Florida Keys through Florida up to southern Georgia through Alabama, Mississippi, all the way back up to Minnesota, Wisconsin, back into Michigan. Also in the portions of South Carolina, North Carolina as well. Also in the portion of Pennsylvania, Ohio, all the way back over to Montana. All the way back into Idaho, Nevada, a little bit over here in California as well, and then back into Colorado, also into New Mexico, and also into Arizona as well. If you're in the slight risk area, this includes San Antonio, Texas, Columbus, Ohio, Baltimore, Maryland, Washington, D.C., and Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And the slight risk includes Laredo, Texas, Mission, Texas, Grand City, Texas. Uh, Less than 2% in all areas. Less than 2% in all areas. Wind probability, 5%. Over Pennsylvania, back into portion of North Carolina, back to Ohio, and also back to southern Michigan, Louisiana, and East Texas, West Texas, back into portion of eastern New Mexico, southwestern portion of Texas, 15%. 5% includes San Antonio, Texas, Columbus, Ohio, Baltimore, Maryland, Washington, D.C., Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And the 15% include Laredo, Texas, Mission, Texas, Rio Grande City, Texas. All right, let's take a look at the hail probability. Same 5% up here in the northeast from Pennsylvania back into Ohio, back into portions of Virginia, down here in southwest Texas, all the way into eastern New Mexico. This includes Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Lubbock, Texas, Laredo, Texas, Amarillo, Texas, and Midland, Texas. And finally, we're going to wrap it up with the Climate Prediction Center 8 to 14 day temperature and precipitation outlook. This is valid. This was issued yesterday on June the 2nd. This is valid from June the 10th through June 16th. We got below normal temperatures from Maine all the way down into the Carolinas, all the way back into Texas, all the way back over into the southwestern United States, including California, all the way back into portions of Wyoming, also back into Montana. We got near normal temperatures expected for southern South Carolina through Georgia, back into central Texas. Also up here in portions of Minnesota, back to portion of Montana, back into northern California, northern Nevada. We got above normal temperatures expected over a portion of southeast Texas and South Texas, all the way into portion of southeast Georgia, all the way down into Florida, well above normal temperatures across southern Florida, and also down into portion of southern Texas. We got above normal temperatures over in the Pacific Northwest, with well above normal temperatures over portion of Montana, Idaho, Oregon, and Washington State. And the remainder is still above normal in the Pacific Northwest. Alaska, northern portion above northern side of Alaska, above normal temperature, near normal central, and below normal south. All right, precipitation for the next 8 to 14 days. We got above normal from Maine back into portion of New York State. Near normal precipitation from New York all into portion of Florida, back down to southeast Texas, all the way back into portions of North and South Dakota and northeast Montana. Also over here in the Pacific North, also back in the southwestern United States around New Mexico and Arizona and the southern side there. The precipitation expected through Texas all the way to portion of Alabama, all the way back into portions of Montana and also in Washington, Oregon State. Well above normal precipitation over portion of California, all the way into Wyoming and northwest Colorado, Utah, and southern Idaho there as well. We got below normal precipitation across portion of Michigan, all the way back into portion of North Dakota and Montana there as well. And well below normal precipitation expected over Minnesota, northwest Wisconsin, and northeastern South Dakota. And also, we got above normal precipitation and near normal precipitation over much of Alaska. Alrighty, well, I hope everybody enjoyed this video. Hope everybody continue to stay safe and well. Enjoy the weather because it's the only weather you got. Like these videos, share these videos, and consider subscribing. Love to have you, and we'll catch you back in the next one.